What up, YouTube? Knowledge is self-determination. Back with you guys with some more boxing. So I'm on Fight Hype and just read an article that was published today. It's titled "Joshua Spence, Canelo, and Crawford: Saviors of a New Day." I'll read the beginning and then the ending of the article. Boxing's Mount Rushmore for mainstream relevance and commercial viability is ready to be etched in proverbial stone. If the sport plays its cards right, it could be entering into a long and profitable run that may even help get the fight game back in the good graces of the mainstream sports fan. But as it is always the case in boxing, the sport's penchant for self-sabotage could easily ruin a good thing. And as you guys heard the names in the beginning, they're basically asking the question if these four fighters are going to save boxing and bring it back to the mainstream. I would say that not just these four fighters right here. I mean, of course, there are people down in the comment section who are questioning why other fighters aren't in. Listen, aren't in the headline of the title or whatever. Listen, I think that all the fighters that are relevant right now are going to bring boxing back to the forefront. But we have to take into account the fighters who are willing to fight anybody that's put in front of them. You know, I have yet to hear about Errol Spence Jr. or Terrence Crawford ever actually turning down a fight with anybody or leaving a division or dropping a belt so that they wouldn't have to fight anybody. I don't recall Anthony Joshua ever having that issue either. I think with Anthony Joshua, the issue was more or less with his promotion with Eddie Hearn than it is with anything else. Canelo, he's a whole other story altogether. Everybody's giving him props for fighting Triple G, a year or 2 years after he was supposed to. Look, I'm not gonna get into this. Isn't a video to bash anybody, but I think there are a lot of names out there that are going to bring boxing back to the forefront. Now I will say this about Canelo: that fight with Chavez Jr. That's not it. Oscar De La Hoya is delusional, and he talks like a crackhead because he is a crackhead. He says unfounded, simple-minded, moronic shit like you would expect a junkie to say. He truly believes that fight brought boxing back to the mainstream. Dog, you have a huge Mexican contingency that supports Mexican fighters and Mexican business. Dude, the fact that you still have people that are willing to rally behind you after all of the cruddy, fucked up shit you've done and still do proves that Mexican fans are loyal. They're loyal. Not because you're making boxing exciting or bringing it back to the forefront, but because Mexicans support their own. And there's nothing wrong with that. Oscar De La Hoya is truly underestimating that. I know he understands it and knows that this is the case, but I feel as though he's taking advantage of the Mexican fans, to be honest with you, and using Canelo to do so. Because his last fight was horrible. That shit was terrible. That's not the type of fight that's going to bring boxing back to the mainstream. That's the type of fight that makes you lose fans. Now, on the other hand, Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, classic fight. That's a fight that'll have fans rally behind you. Terrence Crawford, every performance he puts on, those are fights that have people rally behind you. Just beating a gold medalist in Felix Diaz, who people were actually believing could possibly. People thought that Felix Diaz was going to be way more trouble for Terrence Crawford than he actually was. And I had Terrence Crawford winning that fight by unanimous decision. I didn't even think he was going to stop him, but he did. And then Errol Spence. When was the last time he put on a performance that anybody could say was a piss poor performance that they did not enjoy? Do you remember the last time Errol Spence didn't stop the person he was in the ring with? Exactly. Yes. I believe that some of these names that they mentioned are definitely guys who are going to help bring boxing back into the mainstream, into the forefront. I truly believe that. Canelo can do it because of his popularity and his fan base, but the fights that he puts on, I'm sorry, there leaves much to be desired. And I can't really clamor over the Gennady Golovkin fight until I see it. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to pull out? Are they going to go through with it? I need to see it to believe it, because they've been selling us this dream for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but the state of boxing, I like where the state of boxing is right now. I believe that boxing is definitely on an uprise. HBO isn't helping at all. I'm keeping it honest. HBO isn't really helping. If Golden Girl keeps on putting on the cards that they're putting on, honestly, it's not helping. I mean, seriously, it's not helping. It is not helping. Everybody in the boxing world is willing to work with Al Heyman, except for Golden Girl. Bob Arum said he's willing to work with Al Heyman, but Bob Arum seems to be a bit reluctant when it comes to that. I believe Bob Arum would if it was the right fight. I believe he'd work with Al Heyman if it was the right fight. But Golden Girl, that's a whole other animal altogether. You know what I'm saying? His panties are too much in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? He thinks and acts too much in a feminine manner for him to just, be about business. You understand? He's more interested in scamming the people and bleeding you dry than actually giving you what you want, which is a good fight. Because that last fight with Canelo was horrible. But anyway, there are a lot of young superstars, a lot of young guys out there with the potential to be superstars. We got Money Pop Fourth coming up. We got Shakur Stevens, Devin Haney. All these dudes are unproven. They haven't made it up to that contender stage yet. But these are guys to look out for. Then we got dudes like Vasyl Lomachenko, and Tank Davis. I mean, there's so many guys. And we got the Charlo brothers. We got Demetrius Andre, if he ever gets in a fucking ring with somebody meaningful, can actually show the world what he can actually do. You can't be out there clamoring for all these fights and then fighting once every fucking 2 years. There are guys out there who can fight. Now, granted, there are a lot of guys out there that will turn down fights because they don't want to get their asses kicked. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of helps mess up the sport. Because these guys have too many choices and too many options. And it kind of messes up the sport a little bit. But at the same time, though, I can't complain about the freedom that they have, because they're not getting shitted on like a lot of the UFC fighters. But at the same, they're good and bad with everything. There's positive and negative and everything, I guess. But there are a lot of stars out there. I think the future of boxing is in good hands, to be honest with you. Because as long as we have fighters out there that are fighting for glory and fighting for legacy, I think boxing will always be around. When all the fighters start, doing shit like Danny Garcia, why should I get in a tough fight when I can fight a tomato can and make the same amount of money? When fighters start thinking like that, you start fucking up the sport. When fighters start saying and doing shit like that to me messes up the sport. Statements like that and doing stuff like that, it messes up the sport to me. When people do things like Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Fight in between two weight classes, so you're not necessarily predicated to, or not predicated, but you're not necessarily obligated to fight anybody in either division, right? Even though you're considered a 154-pounder, you fight at 155. So nobody at 154 really wants to fight you, and you don't have to fight at it. Like, I don't even understand why he was even allowed to do that. He didn't have to fight any of those champions at 154 until Liam Smith came up. He kicked Liam Smith's ass, right? But before that, he beat Cotto, took Cotto's middleweight belt, right? Because he fought Cotto at a catchweight. He didn't go to 160 and fight Cotto. Took his middleweight belt, right? Knowing that Gennady Golovkin was going to be the mandatory. Took the belt, dropped the belt. Before that 154, to fight Liam Smith, took that belt, dropped that belt. Or in fact, I think he still has that belt. What is that? The IBO? I don't even remember. The WBO belt? I don't remember what belt it was at 154. Don't quote me on that. Still has that belt. So he's still a champion at 154. Has mandatories. And he's not fighting any of those guys. Why does he still have that belt? And now he's fighting Gennady Golovkin. Now he's gonna fight. He didn't want to fight any of the dudes at 154, even though he was fighting at 155. Listen, I can criticize this shit all day, but what I'm saying is that boxing is in good hands. I truly believe that. I truly believe that boxing is in good hands. I like where boxing is going. I don't necessarily like where it is at the present moment. I think there's a lot of good, bad, and ugly mixed in, but I like where boxing is going right now. I think boxing is in good hands. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that boxing is in good hands? Because there are a lot of good, man. 2017 has been a breakthrough year, man. Just the majority of fights have been superb. Now, I'll go ahead and read the last part of this article before I end this video. All in all, boxing has the raw tools at its disposal to enjoy a new era of prosperity. Joshua, Spence, Alvarez, and Crawford are all 20-something champs ready in the here and now to take those steps forward towards crossover stardom. All boxing has to do is step out of their way and create the right atmosphere for them to either shine or pass the torch to someone burning with the desire to take them down. It's simple when put on paper. In the real world of boxing, though, short-sighted business mindsets, politics, and jaded, hypercritical fans tend to strangle the life out of emerging stars before they even get a partial grasp on stardom. Maybe this time will be different. Hopefully, it will be different. Now, I like the last part of that article. I really do. I like those last 4 lines from this article because I believe that is true. You know, in the real world of boxing, short-sighted business mindsets, politics, and jaded, hypercritical fans. These are the things that ruin boxing. Short-sighted business mindset, like only making money fights, not highly competitive fights that the fans want to see. Spectacle, you know, politics, boxing politics. You know what I'm saying? Like sanctioning bodies, you know, not having #1 contender for champs, and basically selling the #1 contendership spot to the highest bidder. You know, and all the other politics that goes into it. Like things like avoiding, you know, unification bouts. You know what I'm saying? And hypercritical fans who can't fight, never fought, but always want to overjudge or judge people and misappropriate their judgment because you don't really understand the sport itself. But I think this is a pretty good article. The last part definitely summed up, I think, to a degree of what boxing has been experiencing. But I think boxing is okay. I think boxing is going to survive. I don't see boxing going anywhere for a long time. There's just too many good fighters out there for boxing to be ruined. There are entirely too many good fighters out there.